Mermaid 2023 live action. They've adapted the masterpiece and did what Disney does and made a live action version, which hits all the right notes, but there just seems to be a little bit something missing for me when it comes to this movie.
Yeah, I can understand that. When it comes to adaptation, as far as like a live action, to something that we've already seen before, especially with Disney, I know that they always try to tweak it a little bit to make it its own thing. And sometimes that can fall flat or it can work. In certain aspects of this movie, I thought that it did work. The extra songs that they added to the movie, I really enjoyed. But then again, that was, you had Lin-Manuel Miranda there too, alongside Alan Menken, and which is I think that's a great pair. I feel like they should come join up again, but it was great in those aspects. And then there are certain times where there are certain points in the movie when it comes to the animation movie that you are just hankering for, or that you love, because we've seen it so many times that it's kind of ingrained in our head, that when those moments don't come, it does kind of feel flat a little bit. But you have to step back and say, okay, this is a different movie, and they're not going to tread the same way that the old original movie did.
Now, granted, I'm okay if they want to take liberties when it comes to the live action movies, but the thing is that there are so many scenes that are just pulled from, the animated movie, that when you're missing an entire scene, which it does happen a couple times where you're missing entire moments, in fact, fan favorite moments that people were talking about in our comment section that aren't anywhere in this movie, or even a hint or a trace of those scenes, it does kind of feel like it's missing. And it's weird because the movie is much longer than what it was when it was animated, but they really use that time for the new music, which honestly, when it comes to the new music, there's one song that I really enjoyed, and that's pure Lin-Manuel Miranda. It has him all over it, and that is one I'm going to be listening to again after the fact. If you loved his style or you love Hamilton, you're going to get a kick out of this new song. However, when it comes to the Little Mermaid music, I love what was done before. Howard and Alan together were incredible. By the way, watch the Howard documentary on Disney+. I heard they're not taking it away. There was a rumor that they were going to, but I guess that they're not taking it away. But if you haven't seen it, watch it. Yes. But when it comes to this movie, there are certain things missing. But two of the things that are not missing in this movie, Ariel and Ursula. When it comes to Halle Bailey's portrayal of Ariel and Melissa McCarthy's portrayal of Ursula, spot on, and I loved what they brought to this movie.
Yeah, Halle does a wonderful job of capturing that curiosity that I love about Ariel. And the stuff that she does, and just like that innocence that she has, but the fact that she wants to explore and stuff, like she captures that so beautifully in this movie that I was just kind of in awe the whole time watching her play Ariel.
There are certain things when it comes to voices of the live action versus animation that I look for. There's certain ones that you cannot replicate, don't even try. For instance, Robin Williams in Aladdin. Don't even try, let's go a completely different way. And they did with Will Smith.
Which was great.
Buddy Hackett, Scuttle. You cannot replicate Buddy Hackett. Let's go a different way. And they did, Awkwafina, and I loved her. So when it came to Ariel, though, I do have a love for Ariel's voice. I think Jodie Benson does an amazing job as Ariel, and the animated series and the video games. Ariel has a very distinct voice to her. And as I was watching this movie, Halle Bailey nailed the voice of Ariel the entire time. I'm waiting for her to, let's say, slip up or not sound like Ariel. But no, she almost sounds the same voice as Ariel, which to me was a very easy transition over to our new Ariel in live action.
Yeah. When Melissa McCarthy comes in and does Ursula, so Pat in the original one does a phenomenal job of certain aspects to her voice that she carries when she does Ursula. And I feel like Melissa did a great job at really honing what was done before, but also doing it in a new way for her Ursula that worked for me.
It did work very well for the both of them. Now, as voices aside, because we do know that the gang, the troop that follows around Ariel, they're, other than Scuttle, they're pretty much the same when it comes to Sebastian and Flounder, which I love. I thought that David Diggs and Jacob Tremblay did a great job, but they sound fairly similar, almost identical to what we did get in the original animated series. Although I do feel like Sebastian does gain his sassiness in the second half of the movie. Otherwise, I felt like he wasn't bringing much to the table. But at the halfway point, that's when I feel like Sebastian really showed up in this movie. The music, though, it comes down to the music, the songs, the numbers. There are a few of the numbers in this movie that I thought were incredible. For instance, my favorite out of all of them, Kiss the Girl. I thought they did a great job with Kiss the Girl, utilizing the animals and the scene, which they did a great job setting up that moment with Ariel and Eric, who was also a shining star in this movie.
Yeah, I think everybody has a moment in this movie, and it makes it feel fresh for a new audience that maybe they'll go see this movie first before they'll see the animation. I love Part of Your World. That is probably one of my favorites of Ariel's music, and I think that Halle does a wonderful job of capturing what she's trying to say in that song, and it translates very well to this new one too.
It's the identity of the movie, just with the scoring as well. Part of Your World is the scoring behind majority of the Little Mermaid music, especially the heartfelt moments of the Little Mermaid, especially when it comes to Ariel and Triton. Now, when it comes to this movie, for me, Triton, I don't know, man. I love Javier Bardem. I love him and everything else that he's in, with the exception of maybe Pirates of the Caribbean, which this kind of felt like Pirates of the Caribbean to me in the sense that I just didn't buy it. There was just something about his Triton in this one I didn't buy. I loved what they did with Eric. I thought that they elaborated on his story a little bit more. But there were certain things when it came to Ursula that I feel like they did brush over once she leaves the water. So once things take, into the third act, I feel like things got brushed over very quickly and differently for the third final act of this movie. And for that, I wanted more. Like, I wanted more from the movie. I wanted more. If you're gonna just replicate the movie, give me those scenes and let's see them in live action. And one thing that I left wanting a lot more was, of course, Under the Sea. Under the Sea is by far one of the most fun songs in the animated movie. And in this one, I felt like it was a screensaver, just really good quality screensaver. Yeah, there's a lot of animals, a lot of undersea life, but come on. I need them having fun. I want them playing instruments with each other, using the octopus. Like, the whole song, if you listen to the lyrics, it's about them jamming, throwing a band together, playing the music, and rocking out. Yes, the whole song is about that. And the only animals to even talk or make human type noises in this movie is our three that hang out with
main
Ariel.
Characters.
Scuttle, Flounder, and
our
Sebastian.
Main animal characters.
Other than that, all the rest are just animals that happen to be there in the background doing things. Now, granted, it looked pretty, and the song is, it's a toe-tapping good time. It's a little longer than what we got in the animated series, but I was left wanting more, to the point where, I can't believe I'm saying it, Under the Sea is like my lower tier song from the movie. And I will go back and revisit some of the other ones before I go back to Under the Sea.
Yeah, I can get that. Obviously, the animated version is going to be the best for me. But I think that they did a good job at recreating this Little Mermaid. I think that it's probably one of the top ones when it comes to the live action versions that Disney's has created. It is a little bit up there. Maybe a little bit over Beauty and the Beast, which actually makes me sad because Beauty and the Beast is my favorite character, but it's because the characters do a good job at being Ariel, Eric, Ursula, and then Scuttle, Sebastian, and Flounder. Like, all of they do such a good job that it works.
everything under the water to me was kind of blah.
Yeah.
So my favorite moments in this movie is when they're on the surface of the water, and there's a lot of action that goes down on the surface of the water when you got the two worlds colliding. Those look beautiful. Those I'm marveling at and saying, dang, that actually looks dangerous or cool. Like, I really loved every scene that took place on the water, from the finale to the beginning. On the water looked great. Underwater, not a whole lot going on in my opinion. So it was about getting out and going to the dry land. Dry land is not a myth. And yeah, she gets her sea legs, or at least gets rid of her sea legs, gets her legs, and it's the story. You already know this story. If you're complaining about this movie, don't go watch this movie. It's the same movie. But if you want and appreciate a new take, check it out. It's definitely up your alley. If you're a fan of the music, if you're a fan of Halle, if you're a fan of Aquafina,
I say
you're
give
a
it a
fan
chance.
of Lin-Manuel,
Yeah.
go watch it. If you don't care, don't go.
Yeah.
That's essentially all you can do. But guys, if you are going to watch The Little Mermaid, let us know down below. What's your favorite song? What are you most looking forward to? I know there will be a lot of disappointed people because there is a whole aspect of the animated movie that is not in this one that I felt was missing, because they could have had a lot of fun with it. But it isn't there.
Yeah.
So, and you'll know it when you see it. But
Yes.
what's your favorite song from The Little Mermaid? Tell us down in the comments below. You can also like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Discord.
All the social networking gin joints, you know where they are. Kick into the party, fuel the party, keep the party going. On our Patreon, check out our retro reaction movie series where we watch movies from the past. Blues Brothers, we just watched for the very first time. It's available on our channel now. Thank you so much, and as always,
Now it's time to say goodbye.
this party is over.
Bye.
Bye.